Tomorrow, history is going to be made in Britain. The Duchess of Kent's funeral will not just be a farewell to a royal, it will be a moment that breaks centuries of tradition. Yes, a royal funeral is always a big deal, but this one, it's different. It's controversial, and it has the palace buzzing. We're talking about the first ever Royal Catholic Requiem Mass in modern British history. The first royal funeral at Westminster Cathedral. And all eyes are going to be on King as they step into a Catholic service while still being the heads of the Church of England. Can you already feel the tension? So grab a cup of tea, because we're diving into what took place today, exactly what's happening tomorrow, who's attending, why this matters, and more. Before we get into it, let's rewind. Who was Katharine, Duchess of Kent? She wasn't your typical royal. Born Katharine Worsley in Yorkshire, she married Prince Edward, Duke of Kent in 1961. Unlike most royals who cling to formality, she was unique. She converted to Catholicism in 1994, which at the time was basically unheard of for someone in the royal family. That move shocked the establishment. She also stepped away from the spotlight. She became a music teacher, taught children in Hull, worked with charities, and preferred to be called just Katharine or Mrs. Kent. Imagine that, a duchess who wanted to blend in. But despite her humility, she left her mark. Wimbledon fans will remember her handing out trophies for years. Charity circles adored her. She was warm, approachable, the opposite of aloof. And now, her funeral will reflect that individuality. Fast forward to September 4th, when she passed away at 92 inside Kensington Palace. The announcement stunned people. Yes, she was elderly, but Katharine had been quietly living out her later years, and suddenly, she was gone. Since then, the mood has been sombre. Her coffin rested at Kensington, then moved with ceremony to Westminster Cathedral. The Royal Dragoon Guards led the way with a lone piper. Tonight, her body lies inside the cathedral, waiting for tomorrow's historic requiem. The coffin itself was not a polished oak box like many royal funerals. Instead, it's made of English willow, woven wicker, topped with a wreath of British garden flowers. White roses for Yorkshire, rosemary for remembrance, oak leaves for strength, yew from her childhood home. Every detail thought out. When the coffin arrived at Westminster Cathedral, private Catholic rites began. The rite of reception, a solemn vigil, evening prayers known as Vespers. This is all deeply Catholic, deeply symbolic, and the family was there. The Duke of Kent, walking with a stick, supported by their daughter, Lady Helen Taylor, Princess Alexandra, Prince Michael of Kent, Lady Amelia Windsor, Lord Frederick Windsor with Sophie Winkleman, Lady Marina and Lady Gabriella Windsor. The whole Kent branch turned out. It's worth noting, flags at royal residences are flying at half-mast tonight. And the coffin will rest in the Lady Chapel of Westminster Cathedral until tomorrow's Requiem Mass. This isn't just pomp and pageantry, though. This is deeply personal. And it's exactly the kind of royal moment where emotions, history, and politics collide. So, what exactly will happen? The Requiem Mass begins at 2 p.m. in Westminster Cathedral. Cardinal Vincent Nichols will lead it, with senior Catholic clergy present. The coffin, draped in the royal standard with an ermine border to signify her rank, will be front and centre. Military guards will flank it. Expect solemn hymns, incense, and centuries-old Catholic ritual. King Charles and Queen Camilla will be seated in the front, along with the Duke of Kent and other senior royals. Behind them, extended family, dignitaries, and possibly foreign royals. Let's be crystal clear. This is not just another royal farewell. For centuries, royal funerals have been Anglican. That's the monarchy's religion. The monarch is literally the head of the Church of England. Yet tomorrow, Britain's royals will walk into Westminster Cathedral, a Catholic church, and attend a full Catholic Mass. That's groundbreaking. It's almost symbolic of how much the monarchy has had to bend, adapt, and modernise. And for some, it's uncomfortable. Insiders say courtiers have been carefully planning the optics. The king's attendance is respectful, but it's also delicate. He's showing unity, but he cannot take part in the Catholic communion. These subtle details matter. The symbolism? Immense. Britain's royals are showing a new level of tolerance. Some are praising it. Others, well, let's just say there are whispers of disapproval from traditionalists who think this blurs the lines too much. King Charles and Queen Camilla will be there. The Duke of Kent, of course, will lead his family. Senior royals are expected. Princess Anne, Prince Edward, Sophie. But the real speculation surrounds the younger generation. William and Kate. They're almost certain to attend, given their status as future king and queen. But here's the catch. It's a Catholic service and protocol is delicate. They'll attend, but don't expect them to take communion or be involved in Catholic rituals. There's a bit of curiosity about Kate, who's been more private in recent months. If she attends, it will be seen as a sign of strength and duty. If she doesn't, the rumours will likely explode. Harry and Meghan, this is where things get interesting. Will they fly in from California? On one hand, the Duchess of Kent wasn't a central figure in their lives, making it very unlikely. But Harry may feel inclined to attend, as he works to heal his relationship with the family. Insiders and common sense suggests Meghan is unlikely to attend, but Harry could quietly slip in. Now, let's talk about how the public sees this. Some are deeply moved. They see Katharine's funeral as a celebration of individuality, a sign that the monarchy can adapt to personal faith. Others are sceptical. They're comparing this to Queen Elizabeth II's grand Anglican funeral just a few years ago, and saying this feels different, smaller, more personal. And of course, there are always questions about cost. Who's paying? How much taxpayer money is being used? Should Britain even be holding such ceremonies in a time of financial strain? Expect those debates to resurface tomorrow. Then there's the gossip angle. Which royals will show up, and how will they behave? Remember, funerals are not just about the deceased, they're about the living. Who greets who sits where, who avoids whom. Tomorrow could spark new headlines just from a single frosty look across the aisle. And after the service, the Duchess's body will be taken to Frogmore at Windsor for burial, close to other royals, but still with a Catholic identity attached. Katharine's final wish, a Catholic Requiem Mass, has bent royal tradition. And it could reshape what's possible for future royals. Maybe it opens the door to more interfaith ceremonies. Maybe it sparks conversations about how personal belief fits with royal duty. Or maybe it's seen as a one-off, a duchess who dared to be different, even in death. Either way, the monarchy has been forced to adapt. And that adaptation is the story here. So tomorrow, as Westminster Cathedral fills with quiet prayer, Britain will say goodbye to a duchess who never followed the script. And yet, the bigger question may not be about her at all. It may be about her family. Who shows up? Who doesn't? And what that means for the monarchy going forward. Because in the royal world, absence speaks as loudly as presence. Be sure to subscribe, as I will keep you updated on all the royal news.